السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. So we continue with the Risala of Al-Imam, the essay by the scholar, the Imam, the well profound, grounded in knowledge, Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyya, rahimahullah ta'ala. May Allah have mercy upon him. And so we are still reading from the Risala, the letter that Al-Hasan al-Basri wrote to Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Al-Hasan al-Basri wrote a letter to Umar bin Abdul Aziz. And he mentioned that the world is the place to move on and to not stay. And that Adam was sent down to it as a punishment. Be careful of it, or a commander of the believers. Commander of the believers, the leader of the believers at that time. So, also he said, be aware of this deceptive, tricky, and treacherous home, which is full of deception and has afflicted people by its illusion. It deceives by its hopes. So also he mentioned it appears in the form of unveiled bride. The eyes are fixed at it. The hearts are bewildered, and the souls are passionately in love. It's killing all its husbands. Of course, this is metaphorical. So speaking about this dunya is like a beautiful bride which deceives many husbands. Rather, it kills the husbands. Some of his lovers succeed in achieving their aims and objectives and are blinded. They go beyond the limits, forgetting they return to their Creator. Their minds are completely occupied by it until death approaches. And then their remorse increases and grief doubled. So he's speaking about those who their main aim is the dunya. So when they get what they love from the dunya, they become very blinded by the dunya. Dunya, which is this world, this life. They become very blinded with this life. And we know this life is temporary. This life is temporary. We're not going to stay here forever. We have to leave this life sooner or later. Regardless how old you're going to be. I mean, if you have a father and he's still alive, or granddad, if you ask him, like, can you remember when you were 16, maybe 70 years old? Probably he would tell you just like yesterday. Time flies. Subhanallah, it feels like every day is Friday. Every day is what? Friday, like Sunday, subhanallah, the classes. So, this dunya Allah al-musta'an, wa ala Allah al-tuklan. So they forget, they become too busy with dunya and they forget they return to their Lord. Their dunya becomes their main concern. So they occupy themselves with this life and they forget the return to their Lord. Their minds are completely occupied by it until death approaches, and then their remorse increases and grief doubled. They will face the pain. They will face the pain and the agony of death in addition to the distress of loss. Another lover did not get from it what he expected and lived in agony and suffered from grief. He failed to achieve his wish and exhausted his soul in its search. He left without any provision and reached a undesirable destination. Be more cautious when you are pleased in it. Be more cautious when you are pleased in it. When the man of the world is relaxed with the pleasure, it leads him to an unpleasant consequence. So be more cautious when you are pleased in it. That's why, some ulama and the salaf, if nothing bad happened to them, they used to get worried. They used to get worried. They used to get scared if they are too relaxed with the dunya. Subhanallah. Because the nature of this dunya is to feel, is a test. And the nature of it, أيام لك وأيام عليك. Some days for you and some days against you. Affluence in reality is mixed with affliction. So this life is, we have mentioned that, is the nature of this life is mixed with trials and tribulations. Its happiness is mixed with grief. Its hopes are false. Its wishes are vain. Its delight is worry. And life in it is most misfortune. If his Lord had not informed us about and explained its nature by examples, it was sufficient to awaken a sleeping man and to caution the mindful. Indeed, a warning has come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a warning has come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, concerning this dunya and the danger of this dunya and being relaxed with this life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that this dunya has no value or significance to him. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, this dunya mal'una illa dhikrullah wa ma walah. This life is cursed except the remembrance of Allah. Except the remembrance of Allah, or masajid in another narration, except student of knowledge, a alim or a student of knowledge. So this dunya doesn't worth nothing in the sight of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. He subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Almighty, did not look at it since he created it. It was offered with all its treasures and the keys to our Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, but he declined to accept it. When the Jibreel alayhi salam came to Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, and he said, your Lord sent me to you. If you want to be the king, alaykum salam wa barakatuh. So you want to be the king, Allah can give you and make you a king and give you what you want from give you whatever you wish from the dunya. But Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he declined it. He says, better off for me to one day be full and one day be hungry. So imagine Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, that shows you this dunya is nothing. But as we have mentioned before, like Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala said, what is very interesting about this dunya, all of us, we know we're going to leave it and we're going to die, and we know how many people it has destroyed, but we still trace it. Either we're going to leave it or it's going to leave us. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam declined to accept it. He didn't like to love something which is created dislike, or raise the status of something which its owner has degraded. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like this dunya. This dunya ghurur. This dunya is ghurur. Now, so he did not like to love something which is created disliked, or raise the status of something which its owner has degraded. Almighty kept it away from his righteous servants in order to test them, and made it available to his enemies to get deceived by it. You know, subhanallah, as Ibn Mas'ud said, إن الله يعطي الدنيا لمن يحب ولمن لا يحب ويعطي الدين إلا لمن يحب. That Allah gives the dunya to whom He loves and to whom He does not love. But He gives the deen only to whom He loves, the correct deen. So having wealth and nothing happened to you in dunya, no hardship, nothing, and just having wealth, and you are disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is istidraj. سنستدرجهم من حيث لا يعلمون. Istidraj means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is this, you're getting deceived by this dunya, and it's going to lead you to destruction. Yarhamukallah. So this is the deceived person who gets control over it, thinks that he has been honored, and forgets what Allah did to His Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam when He tied the stones on his belly. Al-Hasan said, some people honor the world and He destroyed them. You should degrade it, for that will bring comfort to you. The people of the world know well the torments and the various pains through which they go in. Since it is the biggest concern of those who do not since it is the biggest concern of those who do not believe in the hereafter and do not expect meeting with their Lord, their torment is in accordance with the quest of it. If you want to know the pain of these people, consider the condition of a lover who is desperate in the love of his beloved. Whenever he tries to approach, she runs away. She does not show any affliction to him, but abandons him and joins his enemy. Such a person lives the most distressed life and wishes to die because he does not achieve from his beloved as passionately expected. That is enough as a torment to him, but his suffering will magnify when he will be prevented from all the joys and will be subjected to punishment. Everyone will be placed with what he loved in this world and in the hereafter. And the Messenger of Allah alayhi salatu wasallam said, a man will be resurrected with whom he loved. With whom he loved. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasallam, al-mar'u ma'a man ahab. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasallam said, on the day of judgment, the person will be resurrected with whom he loved. So if you love a footballer, if you love a singer, if you love the enemies of Allah and His Messenger, then wal-iyadu billah, you'll be resurrected with them. That's why we have to love Allah and His Messenger, and we have to love the believers, and we have to love the prophets and the messengers, Moses, Jesus, Abraham, Noah, Jacob, all the prophets and messengers. And their true followers, we love the true followers of Jesus because they were Muslims. We love the true followers of Moses. We love the true followers of Abraham because they're Muslims. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَيَوْمَ يَعَضُّ الظَّالِمُ عَلَى يَدَيْهِ يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي اتَّخَذْتُ مَعَ الرَّسُولِ سَبِيلًا يَا وَيْلَتَى لَيْتَنِي لَمْ أَتَّخِذْ فُلَانًا خَلِيلًا لَقَدْ أَضَلَّنِي عَنِ الذِّكْرِ بَعْدَ إِذْ جَاءَنِي وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِلْإِنسَانِ خَذُولًا. On the day the evildoer will bite his own hand and say, if only I had taken the same path as the messenger. Woe unto me. If only I had not taken so and so as a friend. He led me away from the revelation after it reached me. Satan has always betrayed mankind. Satan has always betrayed mankind. And that will be too late. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ يَوْمَ يَعَضُّ الظَّالِمُ عَلَى يَدَيْهِ. On the day when the wrongdoer, the oppressor, the evildoer will bite his own hand. Out of regrets. Out of regrets. Yesterday, alhamdulillah, come forward, please. Can you come forward? Yesterday, alhamdulillah, 3 people became Muslims in Reading town. And subhanallah, there was a lady, she was her boyfriend or her brother, we're not sure. So she wanted to listen to us. But her brother or her boyfriend was pulling her away from the table. And she had to follow him. Subhanallah, I remember the statement. يوم يعض الظالم على يديه يقول يا ليتني اتخذت مع الرسول سبيلا يا ويلته ليتني لم أتخذ فلان خليلا لقد أضلني عن الذكر بعد إذ جاءني وكان الشيطان للإنسان خذولا. On the day the evildoer will bite his own hand, saying, if I only followed the way of the prophets, I wish I never took so and so as my best friend, because he misled me from the way of the truth. Subhanallah. So that leads us to remind each other, my dear brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you all, the importance of having a good friends. The importance of having a good friends. المرء على دين خليله فلينظر أحدكم من يخالل كما قال المصطفى عليه الصلاة والسلام. The man is upon the religion of his friend, so be aware who is your friend. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned احشروا الذين ظلموا وأزواجهم وما كانوا يعبدون من دون الله فاهدهم إلى صراط الجحيم وقفوهم إنهم مسؤولون ما لكم لا تناصرون. Gather together those who did wrong and others like them, as well as whatever they worship beside Allah. Let them to the path of hell. Stop them. They will be questioned. Why do you not support each other now? Subhanallah. You know, when you have these friends, they say, I will die for you. I will ride for you. I will do this for you. But subhanallah, when you be on the day of resurrection, you'll be cursing each other. Allah said, وَقِفُوهُمْ إِنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ. Stop them, they will be questioned. They will be questioned. Why do you not support each other now? The point is that whoever loves anything besides Allah, its harm will affect him, whether he was successful in attainment of his beloved or not. The reliance of the servant on the creature and his trust on him is going to cause him harm. He will love what he's expecting and will receive opposite of what he hoped for. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ آلِهَةً لِيَكُونُوا لَهُمْ عِزًّا كَلَّا سَيَكْفُرُونَ بِعِبَادَتِهِمْ وَيَكُونُونَ عَلَيْهِمْ ضِدًّا. They have taken other gods besides Allah to give them strength, but these gods will reject their worship and will even turn against them. Subhanallah, may Allah protect us. نعم واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة ليكونوا لهم عزا سيكفرون بعبادتهم ويكونون عليهم ضدا. They have taken other gods besides Allah to give them strength and honor, but these gods will reject their worship and they will even turn against them. واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون. They have taken other gods besides Allah to help them, though these could not do so even if they called a whole army of them together. Subhanallah. So, that's why, subhanallah, the sun, Allah will put the sun in Jahannam. Why? Because those who used to worship the sun, and they used to worship Satan, they used to worship other gods besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except Jesus, because one of the tawaghit, there's 5 types of tawaghit. One of them, the one that is a taghut, mean tyrants. One of them is the one who is pleased to be worshipped. Who is pleased to be worshipped. So Jesus ﷺ was not pleased to be worshipped. Likewise, Uzair. So this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the other objects in Jahannam that will make those who used to worship them more depressed. Because before Allah put the sun and other objects into Jahannam, the mushrikun, they will still have some hope that maybe their God is going to help them. So when they're going to see their gods with them in Jahannam, khalas wal-iyadu billah. Khalas, that will make you feel, na'udhu billah min dhalik. May Allah protect us. Allah, glory be to Him, is self-sufficient, kind, mighty, merciful. He does a favors to His servants, though He's not in need of Him. He's not in need of them. This is wrong. Of Him, mean the servants. Of Him, mean the servants. So Allah is not in need of the servants, Him. He wants to bring good to Him, remove affliction from Him, not because He expects any benefits from the servants, but only because of His benevolence and kindness. He has not created them in order to get provision from them or to use them for removal of any harm. He is the provider, the Lord of power, and ever mighty. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He creates us, we have to worship Him, not because in need of our worship, because we are in need of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are in need of worshiping Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So Allah is Al-Ghani, self-sufficient. Everything is in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah is not in need of nothing. He's the provider, the Lord of power, the ever and ever mighty. Allah does not take someone as a friend because He needs him as the human being do. But He takes people as friends as a matter of kindness, love, and beneficence. Friends as a matter of kindness, love, and beneficence. The people help one another because of their interest and need. They may either want to achieve something in exchange or expect a reward from Allah in the hereafter. The Almighty is absolutely free from all such things and needs. He said in a divine hadith, my servant, the hadith Qudsi, my servant, you cannot cause me any harm, nor bring me any benefits. These are your acts, your deeds, good or bad, which I count them for you, and then will give you full compensation. Then if someone gets good, he should be thankful to Allah. But if someone gets other than that, he should blame no one except himself. No one except himself. So the importance, my dear brothers and sisters, again, to emphasize on the importance of having a good friends, good brothers around you, good sisters around you, to aid you to establish the ibadah, the worship of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in need of our worship. We are in need of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can be aware of the benefit unless Allah informed him, and he will not be able to achieve it unless Allah gives him power. He even will not think about unless Allah creates intention in his heart. So ultimately, everything returns to the point from where it started. Most of the people are interested in fulfilling their need, even it might cause harm in the world or in the hereafter. Whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wishes to favor you, not for His benefit, but for your benefit, and removes hardship from you only for your safety. How then you attach your hope and fear to anyone else? Finally, you should know that if all the creatures join together to bring some benefit to you, they will not be able to do so, except what Allah has ordained for you. If they join together to cause you harm, they cannot do it except what Allah has decreed. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ لَنْ يُصِيبَنَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا هُوَ مَوْلَانَا وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Say only what Allah has decreed will happen to us. He is our master. Let the believers put their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the ni'mah of believing the qadr. This is the ni'mah of believing the qadr. Believing everything takes place by Allah's permission. It gives you comfort. If something bad happened to you, no, khalas, it's been written. وَكَانَ فِي اللَّوْحِ مَحْفُوظ. Khalas, it was in the preserved tablets. طيب. So that gives you comfort. And you know, if something happens to you good, it's not going to stay forever. And something bad will not stay forever. As we have mentioned, يَوْمٌ لَكَ وَيَوْمٌ عَلَيْكَ. One day for you, one day is against you. Inshallah, we continue with the next chapter. Next week, inshallah ta'ala, the Quran contains a cure for all diseases of the heart. يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ مَوْعِظَةٌ مِّنْ رَبِّكُمْ وَشِفَاءٌ لِمَا فِي الصُّدُورِ. O people, a teaching from your Lord has come to you, and a healing for what is in your hearts. وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And we send down the Quran as a healing and a mercy to those who believe. This is the next chapter, we'll be going through it, inshallah ta'ala. And we'll stop here, inshallah, if you have any correction or question. The Da'i has said, the most beautiful in this universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is the statement correct? Da'i has said, the most beautiful in this universe is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is this statement correct? I mean, if this person means that in this universe, as like in the creation, to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to have connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to follow his teaching, that's the most beautiful thing to have in this dunya. Na'am, because he's in the dunya, he's not in the akhirah. Then it's true. But if it means Allah is inside the universe, that is batil. So I don't know what he meant by this. So if he said beautiful in this universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mean, like I mentioned, he's to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like Ibn Qayyim mentioned, whosoever, or Ibn Taymiyyah, whosoever does not enter the Jannah of this dunya will not enter the Jannah of the hereafter. Whoever has not entered the paradise of this dunya will not enter the paradise of the hereafter. He was asked, what is the paradise of this dunya? He said, knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and worshiping him, and how to know Allah by his names and attributes, by his legislation. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. Was Adam alayhi salatu sent to earth as a punishment? Yes. That's what Ibn Qayyim said. Because he was in Jannah. He disobeyed Allah. So Allah took him out of Jannah and sent him what? Where? To dunya. That was a punishment. When you are late to Salat, do you make up the rak'ah out loud or in silence? Do you say second surah after Fatiha? So if you come to the prayer, so imagine you come to the prayer in the Isha prayer. طيب, and you call the last rak'ah, the full rak'ah. For you is the last, for them is the last rak'ah. For you, what is it? It's the first rak'ah. So the second rak'ah will be, you recite aloud, and you recite another surah. طيب?
See, in that situation, let's say you came in on the second rak'ah, and then the imam, when he makes the tashahhud, do you make tashahhud as well? You do tashahhud?
Of course, you have to follow the imam.
Okay.
If you're praying behind the imam, you have to follow the imam. Sometimes you can have, in your salat, you can have 3 tashahhud. Yeah, because, or 4 sometimes maybe. Yeah. Anyway, also I was going to mention something. Subhanallah, as they say, guess who's back? This person who is known to speak to a lamppost. I don't have to mention his name, you will know him. He's known to speak to a lamppost. He's known to say 20 sisters or 10 sisters become Muslim in his talk, even though they were Muslims before that. I don't know how they become Muslims. Who is known to pretend to be Andrew Tate. He couldn't make it in Dawah, then he wants to be Andrew Tate, but he's broke, he has no money. So this individual is back to Dawah scene. And this individual, he did not make it in Dawah. He thought, you know what, let me try in dunya. So he telling the people, young people, to stop working. If you're working from 9 to 5, you should stop working. And he goes online and he starts begging for money. Create GoFundMe page. He goes take picture or record himself in a cars, which is a rental cars, or his friend's cars. This person is known that he knows many stories of aunties having intercourse with their nephews. I mean, this person is known by his own teachers, mentally is not well. He comes back again to Dawah scene, and he wants to lie against us, to lie against Ahl-Sunnati wal Hadith wal Athar. And subhanallah, the issue of Shamsi mocking boycott is a pure lie. Even though I clarified it many times. There's a video which is nearly a month ago, before the cowardly attack. I made it clear. And I mentioned that my clip was taken out of context. If you go back to the whole video, clearly I said you can boycott. You can what? Boycott. I mentioned it clearly. And I was laughing at the hypocrites. Those who drive you crazy are boycotting, while on the other hand, they are working for the Zionists. Or they tell you, okay, don't boycott such and such company. And he's giving the money to the Zionists with his other hand. As for the Muslims who praise, does his best and boycott for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to show support to his Muslim brothers in Palestine, then alhamdulillah, may Allah reward him. Bear in mind, I mentioned this before. I mentioned it clearly, explicitly, simply. But some people don't get it. Because some people, they have deep hatred against us, alhamdulillah, because we call to pure Islam. So this individual back at it again, and he's lying against us. And even he tried to make it seem that we say you have to obey the leaders all the time. And that's not true. If the leaders do haram, we don't justify the haram. If my own father does haram, I will not justify his haram. Haram is haram, either by the leader of Saudi, or the leader of Algeria, or the leader of Morocco, Pakistan. If a leader does haram, it's haram. Are we going to make it halal? A lot of people ask me, what do you think about the concert in Saudi? What do you think I'm going to say? And how do you know about it? Do you watch it? Some people watch it, Me, I have no clue who are they, the singers. Me, I'm old school. The singers I know proper old school. Khalas, they tell me some new names. Anyway, it's haram. Free mixing is haram. In Saudi, outside Saudi. Music is haram. In Saudi, outside Saudi. What do you mean to say more than that? Or you want me to carry a gun and go there? Yourself, you can't even stop yourself doing haram, smoking shisha and cigarette. You want me to go stop haram somewhere else for you? Subhanallah. So, this individual, as we have mentioned, I don't have to mention his name. I mean, if I just said he's known to have many stories about aunties having intercourse with their nephews, you know him. Billah alayk, can you take this person serious? He goes online speaking about very strange stories. Subhanallah, may Allah protect us. So this individual, he knows, following the true teaching of Islam, which is following the Salaf al-Salih is too hard for him. It's too heavy for him. So he has to come back now and try to please the masses, the people. And we're not here to please the people. We are here to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Naam, try to be nice to the people. Try to speak to them in a good way. However, people are keep lying, subhanallah, about this issue of boycotting. Even though I said clearly you can boycott, ya akhi. Or you want me to boycott on your behalf or what? You want to boycott, ya akhi. Barakallahu feekum. So this individual, may Allah guide us and guide him. He should not be speaking about the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because his own students or his own teachers said he's mentally not well. طيب? And you can see some videos, he's speaking to a lamppost. He has a problem with the lamppost, ya akhi. Allah al-musta'an. Allah as-salama wal-afiyah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And even, subhanallah, he's speaking about, as we have mentioned, what happened to Abu Taymiyyah. Even was one-to-one. What happened to Abu Taymiyyah? رجل لرجل. إنسان مع إنسان. Man to man, ya akhi. But we condemn it. That's wrong because he is a teacher. That here people look up to him as a teacher. And in our culture and our religion, it's aib to attack a teacher. Even if the teacher is wrong, you can't physically attack him. Even one-to-one. But this lamppost speaker, who loves to speak to lamppost, he's having a problem with it. He said, I was going to get my friends and go to this quote-unquote madkhali. One-to-one, what's the problem? I mean, like, we condemn it. But me being attacked by 4 cowards, cowardly attack, being betrayed, someone said salam to me and betrayed me. And subhanallah, even that, so the people that forget anyway, you know. But the shade, barakallah fikum. So, I mentioned it a long time ago, I said we condemn the attack because, you know, even among the non-Muslims, a preacher, you don't attack preacher because he's giving da'wah, he's teaching, he's preaching, he's aib, even amongst the non-Muslims. طيب, in our countries, even if we see a practicing brother, a religious man or rajul al istiqama, we don't trouble him. Even if he troubles us, we try to make excuse for him. طيب? So this individual, Allah al-musta'an, he did not make, as I say, لا دين ولا دنيا. He did not make it in da'wah, not in dunya. He came back again. He's gonna try his he's gonna try his hadd, his chance in dunya, in da'wah again. Ya akhi, this man is known, is not well, man. Billah alayk, how are you gonna tell us 10 sisters become Muslim in his talk when they were already Muslims? Because why? They didn't know about conditions of La ilaha illallah. They don't have to. Sheikh al-Mufti Abdul Aziz al-Sheikh, it's a bid'ah when someone wants to become Muslim, you tell him the conditions of La ilaha illallah. It's not from the Prophet to do that. You explain to him that when you say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, means there is no one worthy of worship in truth except Allah. You worship Allah alone without any partners. خلاص. Allah al-musta'an ya akhi. Subhanallah. May Allah al-musta'an. La hawla wa la quwwata billah. So anyway, this person comes back to start slandering the people of Sunnah, people of Hadith, wal Athar, those who quote Sunnah in details. Is it allowed to wear the jacket over the jilbab because it is because you think it's very cold, that's what he's going to say. But it's not, it doesn't say it's very cold here at all. It is what? To wear the jacket, okay. Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan was asked about wearing a jacket. You are allowed to wear a jacket over jilbab as long as it's not too tight. Tayyib, Sheikh Fawzan mentioned is allowed. Barakallahu feekum. The jacket for the women, you know, puffy jacket. Okay? You're allowed to wear it. Is it permissible for you to best friend a non-Muslim? It's not even allowed for you to have a best friend as a Muslim who commits sins, let alone non-Muslim. Because why? You need a friend that helps you to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, even if you go, for example, just give you a dunya, example from the dunya. If you're a person that you want to study in your school and you want to focus on getting qualification, are you going to have a friend that always smokes drugs? It's not my friend. We don't have same purpose. Clearly you want to do crazy things. I want to be successful in the school. So we can't be together. Either you're going to pull me or I'm going to pull you. But to be on the safe side, let me have good friends. So I have Muslim friends who are upon the deen, practicing. They will help you time for prayer. Say, it's time for prayer. Let's pray. Tomorrow Monday, let's fast. Let's ask follow a janaza. Fino. Someone is, let's go pray fino prayer. Barakallahu fikum. So I have friends that will help you to worship Allah Jalla wa ala, my dear brothers and sisters. Hadith says well. Can you be in more than one process for marriage? Yeah, for a man, yes, he can. Not for women. For a man can be in more process if he wants to have 4 wives at the same time. Or 3 wives. But women, if you're on one process with a man that you are already in process of marriage, you can't. There's hadith, Nabi ﷺ said about a man going to a woman that she's already in a process with another person. It's not permissible, it's not allowed. Is it permissible to use what? Bed, need, roller. What is that? To help my bed grow. What's that? I don't know. What is this? Is it like a comb? So I need one then to grow my bed. Ya akhi. My bed never grow. Ya akhi. It's been like this since I was baby. It's saved. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. I mean, Allah A'lam, I don't know. It's not true, is it? So, you know, you're gonna. I don't know. Allah knows best. If it's not true, then where's the problem with it? Inshallah, خلاص, inshallah. Barakallah fikum. يا أخي. Who's that? Who's he? Imam Nawawi. Imam Nawawi. How can I know about Imam Nawawi, brother? I don't know the brother. His name Saeed what? Saeed Hassan. What Abu Iyad spoke about him? What did he say? So Abu Iyad spoke about him. I don't know the person. I don't know him. And that is incorrect. The Asr of a Muslim is Sunni. That's incorrect. Especially now. Yes, before the king of Uthman, the Muslims they were upon one aqidah, one manhaj. But after the king of Uthman, the ummah divided. Pizza is for you, side. Where is it? Where is the pizza, my brother? Khalas. Wait, my brother, wait, please don't finish it. Don't betray me, brother. Are there any exception for adding adding prayer together, I mean combining. For example, due to your work, I work in a hospital and I cannot leave sometimes due to emergencies. Allah knows best. I don't know, but what I know, the rule in the school has mentioned that sometimes you can combine, even if you're not traveling, even if you're not sick, even if there's no rain in the masjid. I mean, even you can do it by yourself to remove a hardship. For example, you're traveling, you're going to East London, and by the time you get to East London, it's going to be Maghrib time. طيب, so you pray Dawn Asr, 4 rak'ats. You don't shorten 4. So you're allowed to do that. So if out of emergency, you're allowed to do that. Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah mentioned that in his fatwa. So for example, like if you're working and you have to do it, not all the times, what I know according to my knowledge, what the ulama said, now and then to remove what? Al-Haraj. Has been narrated by Ibn Abbas in Sahih Muslim that Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam combined between what? The prayers when there was no wind, there was no rain, no severe cold. When he was asked what was the reason he combined, he said لِرَفْعِ الْحَرَجِ, to remove hardship and to remove difficulties. Barakallahu feekum. That's it. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Hadith says, correct bid'ah by hand. Hadith doesn't say correct bid'ah. Hadith says, من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع بلسانه فإن لم يستطع بقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان. That if you cannot change it with your hand, then change it with your tongue. If you cannot, hate it with your heart. And that is the lowest part of Iman. How do you correct bid'ah? It's not just bid'ah, evil thing. With your hand, you correct it as the scholars explained the hadith in Arba'in Nawawiyya, Sheikh Zayd, Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan. This goes back to the people in authority. The people on authority. Or in your house, if your child is about to drink alcohol, you have the leadership and the authority to stop him from drinking alcohol. Or at your work, with your tongue, speak, give dawah, good reminder. Don't be like Khawarij. I remember once in Luton back in 2007, we were speaking to this Khawarij. And I said, look, before you make takfir on the Muslim leaders, you have to advise them. He said, yes, I did advise. That time was in Malik Fahd, rahimahullah. King Fahd, may Allah have mercy upon him. He said, yes, I did advise King Fahd. Was it King Fahd or King Abdullah? One of them. Huh? King Abdullah, rahimahullah. He was Malik Abdullah, rahimahullah ta'ala, King Abdullah. He says, yes, I did advise him. I said, how? He said, when he was, they were driving through Central, and he said, I was there with the people. I said, yeah, Abdullah, you're kafir. I said, how you advise him, brother? It's not advice. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayru. I'm in the mosque. That's what he said to us, you know. Our brother Anwar was there, Irish brother Anwar. I believe he was there. Salah was there. That's what he said, you know. I said, yeah, I advised him. He said, you know, when he's coming, they were driving through Central London. I said, yeah, Abdullah, you're a kafir. I said, you need advice, not him. Subhanallah. So you advise it with your tongue. Likewise, with you hate it. If you cannot change it, you hate it. Don't be like these brothers from East London. May Allah guide us and guide them. Do you remember when they were going around patrolling and they see a non-Muslim woman wearing miniskirt and they say, why are you wearing like this? This is not da'wah. The first thing you call it to Allah. Ya Mu'ad, innaka sawfa ta'ati قوم أهل كتاب فكن أول شيء تدعوهم إليه شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وفي رواية أخرى أن يوحدوا الله. So the first one شهادتين. طيب, And this subhanAllah recording it, they make Islam look bad. That's not how you enjoy good and forbid the evil. And the ulama mentioned a nice principle that we have to learn, that if you know by way of you forbidding the evil, you're going to cause greater evil, you should not do it. Why? Because you want to remove evil, not to just to show people, look, I don't care, I'm going to show you, I'm going to remove the evil. No. You want to remove the evil to not cause greater evil, to bring about goodness. طيب. Naam, so this hadith, some of the Khawarij, the Kharijites, try to use it to justify their rebellion against the Muslim leaders. طيب. And this hadith does not support them whatsoever. The hadith does not support them. Inshallah, we'll stop here. Subhanakallah bihamdik. Go ahead, akhi.
There's a narration of Mujahid regarding Mahmud. Some of the scholars, they say it's weak, isn't it?
Yes, they say it's weak, yeah.
So how come some of the scholars say if you reject it or jahl?
So Sheikh Saleh al-Sheikh mentioned, some of the ulama mentioned that if you reject, because they were not rejecting it because it's weak,
Because they think it's...
because of the aqidah of tashbih and so on.
How come nobody, when you rejected it, why did the Hanabila, like, they kept in his house?
It's not because of that. No, the Hanabila had problem with the Tabari because he wrote a book about the fuqaha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that as well, because he rejected that as well.
No, according to my knowledge, when you read Ibn Kathir Bidayah wa Nihaya, he negated when he mentioned about the fuqaha, he did not mention Ahmad ibn Hanbal among them. And of course, he had other issues. But yes, like I said, the Tabari, because they already had issues with him for not accepting Imam Ahmad as one of the fuqaha. So, may Allah have mercy upon them all. But Imam Tabari wrote a book to clarify his aqidah. Yes, there's a nice risala explained by Shaykh Zayd. He wrote a risala to explain that he believes in the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and so on. Yeah, so, Allahu a'lam. بارك الله فيكم وجزاكم الله خير. سبحانك الله بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا.